It's not just decentering men, it's decentering your in-laws. Oh, you're coming out. Okay. Oh, you want to be? Okay. Y'all, this dog is on strike. He was like, oh, I'm in the camera. I'm going to get my bed over here. I'm laying in his little fort right now. He has like 5 beds in this room since he can't walk for 6 weeks other than move around. Anyway, it's been a while since I've talked about your in-laws and how a lot of women are having to decenter not just their own internal conditioning that they have to just like make everything about their in-laws, but also literally not do what your mother-in-law wants you to do. Not be her little, okay? It's okay if you're a little diva daughter-in-law, because if this is like a toxic boy mom who has a little prance, you're never going to be good enough for her. She's always going to hate you. So why not just at least make your life easier while she can't stand you because she has some sort of weird relationship with her son because she hasn't also dealt with her stuff. Indoctrination of patriarchy, possibly her own former trauma, whatever. But toxic boy moms, cool girls, pick-me's, it's all the same. It's just, the only difference is like who it is that we're trying to win the approval of, right? Or which man we're trying to center. So in today's column of a column, what the hell, Mel, we're gonna get back to Abby. Haven't done her in a while. Because lest anyone think for 1 minute that patriarchy exists because of men, no. We are literally the foot soldiers of it. We are holding it up. So that's why I'm not here to change men. I'm not here to change their mind about us. I'm not trying to convince them that we are human, but I am here to help other women decenter them, not let them extract your labor anymore. Put that towards more equal relationships instead of these ones that are very oppressive, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, your in-laws, like whoever it is. Because at this point, any man in your life will try to see you as a workhorse who will do unlimited labor unless he's questioning these systems and working on himself and deconstructing these systems and being willing to let go of some of that power. You will never convince me that men are born this way. You'll never convince me that all men are incapable of love because that's bioessentialism. And it's really easy for them to just be like, cool, we'll just keep doing whatever we want. Why would we work on ourselves or try to change? Nope. Boys will be boys? No. That is the easiest solution ever. Is they just can't. They just can't. They won't. They won't. They won't. And that gives me hope because they can. As depressing as that sounds. Also, if you're not already following my Patreon, please go on over there if you don't mind, even if you can't afford a tier. If you just follow me over there, you will get updates about my work, sometimes updates about my life. When Mose was going through his paralysis crisis, I was updating people over there because I just didn't have the bandwidth to update everyone all the time, all at once. Dear Abby, my grossly inconsiderate future daughter-in-law said my husband rambles and is oblivious. Now, I read this several days ago, and I also, just for anyone new here, I go through like really quickly because I kind of want to discover with y'all in real time, but I have to read a little bit just to see if it might be something I'm interested in. Dear Abby gives the shortest answers ever, which I find really hilarious. I oftentimes don't agree with her, but sometimes I do. Dear Abby, my son is engaged to a girl we all love, but recently there's been an issue. My husband was at their house while my son's fiance was finishing up getting ready for their date night. They live 10 minutes from us, and my husband has been there often since his... Okay. I'm sorry, lonely, bored man who can't figure out anything else to do is going... Why is he over there? Okay, this is funny because I just made a video, and I'm going to make another one soon, about how dangerous retired, unemployed, or injured, or just whatever men who like have way too much time on their hands, they are a menace to society, right? So dad here can't think of anything to do. I don't know, volunteer in the community, maybe help your wife out, maybe you have, I don't know, but like, why are you hanging out at your son's house? I would be so annoyed by this, and I don't even know the whole story yet. But her saying it's because he's been over there a lot because he's retired. What is he doing? What's he doing over there? When she was done getting ready, She came downstairs, told my husband they were leaving, and ordered my son to follow her to the car. My son said nothing at the time. This upset my husband greatly because he values time with our son, who's our only child. You have a king baby only child? That's worse. Although, I don't know, I would hate to be the daughter of a prince. Or sorry, the sister of a prince. What is Dad doing hanging out while they're about to go on a date? Go home, Dad! Later on, my husband and I spoke with her, saying we didn't appreciate her attitude. She countered by saying that they had a reservation and my husband rambles and is oblivious to the concept of other people, that other people don't always have the time to engage with him. Oh my God! Y'all, retired people, like, come on. Not all, but I hear this a lot. A lot of times, people who are retired forget what it's like to have jobs, and especially, I'm not a parent, but every parent I know is crazy busy and like usually working outside the home too. And then this, retired grandpa, sorry, he's not a grandpa yet, I guess, is like, I'm bored, talk to me. And then the daughter-in-law, good for her, this is the energy we want, is like, we have plans. Let's go, come on. But they don't like it. She then brought up several instances in which my husband made my son late for something. Okay, so this is a chronic problem. Well, oh my God, this is a toxic boy, Mom. When we asked our son, we were shocked to find he agreed with her. He agreed with her? The woman who took my place. I was supposed to marry my son. You know what you sound like? Oh God. Also, this is a green flag. I'm disappointed he didn't say something sooner. Like, what? If your partner, if your boyfriend won't stand up to his parents, do not marry that man. Or at least tell him he needs to work on this stuff, because he will make your life a living hell, because you are the now enemy number one, and he's only going to back you up after you have to face the conflict. You should not be facing this conflict. He should be doing that. He should be standing up to his dad. He should have told his dad to get out. He should, it sounds like the son really doesn't know how to tell his dad, hey, I gotta go. Get a backbone. He said he didn't want to bring it up himself because it made him coward. Y'all, these men are such cowards. It made me uncomfortable. I don't want to bring up anything. What else is going on in your marriage, in your life? You can't even tell your dad that you have somewhere to be? What? I mean, that is like the easiest test to pass. See, this is what happens when you are with a man who will not stand up to his parents. You are going to be the instigator of all the family conflicts, and he will he will throw you under the bus by saying, no, because it makes him uncomfortable. I don't want to deal with my mom and my dad, being mad at me. This is the male version of her, the people pleaser. When really, just like her, he's just pleasing himself. I know she has a lot of trauma and all kinds of stuff, like when I talk about, whatever, we're not getting there. But he doesn't want to deal with his parents. But who pays the price? Women! My husband does like to talk. But I hardly see he has an issue. I mean, I'll give him that. He likes to ramble. You know what? Is he over at your son's house bugging his son because you don't want to listen to him? You're tired of listening to him? Clearly, he talks. What is he talking about? You even admit, well, he talks. But, I mean, Abby, I'm worried. I'm worried because my daughter-in-law, my future daughter-in-law, has firm boundaries and doesn't let us get away with all this stuff. I'm worried. I find her behavior grossly inconsiderate. I don't want my son marrying some bossy woman who will order him around and refuse to see our side. So you just got replaced. And it seems like he's seeing your side a little too much. Your side being like, you're more important than his wife. That's what the toxic boy mom problem comes down to, is a mom who is like, the whole point of parenthood is to set your child up so that they can thrive without you. because you're going to die one day, right? But what a lot of toxic boy moms end up doing, because they have codependency or decentering men, they need to be doing patriarchal conditioning, blah, 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 whatever the reason, they want to still be the queen bee. They want their sons to still make them the most important woman in their life, no matter what. Whether it's a wife or a silly little daughter that he may have, Queen Bee is still in charge here because she made so many sacrifices. And this, again, a lot of times the women who are the most enmeshed with their sons and the most jealous of their daughter-in-laws are the ones who were not happy in their marriages or gave up stuff they didn't want to be a mom. And now it's payback. And then how dare him put someone before her when she sacrificed so much, right? That's what this is about usually. Not always. There's all kinds of reasons for this, but either way, it's not good. Look out for this. Look out for this. If you see a trace of this, you better say it right away. Like, I am not going to go toe-to-toe with your parents, especially your mom. I depend on you to stand up for me and us. That should not be my job. And after you set that tone, if you even have to, I've never had to set that tone. I don't even have to. It's not even an issue. It never has been, which was a green flag for me. But maybe he doesn't know he's doing it. Everyone has room to grow. But if he's not actively working on standing up to his own parents, which I get, it is hard to do. It is like, I've actually grown so much because a lot of times I would not stand up to my parents just for me. But if there's someone else involved, you better believe I stand up for them. Something about, maybe that's codependency being used for something good. I don't know. I'm very protective of other people, way more than myself, unfortunately. So I've had really hard conversations with family members because I didn't like the way, something was happening that involved the way me and my husband were treated. But like, I did it because I was like, wait, he deserves to feel more welcome here, whatever. And again, I'm used to it. And a lot of times I don't even see things because that's what's great having like an outsider come into your families. They see things as they are. They don't know the whole history of things. They can sense things. They also don't know the long history of things. But if there's an issue going on, sometimes it is so obvious to a friend that you meet your family, a partner who meets your family who's like healthy. And so I've actually really had to put on my big girl pants and grow up and have more eyeball-to-eyeball conversations with family members. And you know what? It has been one of the most empowering things. I love that challenge. I love that I was forced to step up. So if he isn't willing to do that at all, you're screwed, especially if you have kids, because the mother-in-law is going to be calling the shots and making your life so hard. And they're like, bossy. That word right there is a red flag. She said she'll speak with us about this further only if we agree to a counselor to discuss all our... Oh, bravo, sister or daughter-in-law. I love this, and not all baby boomers. Look, if somebody says some crap about Gen X, I don't have an issue with it because there's always some truth to it. Maybe that wasn't me, but you can criticize Gen X all you want because I know that if it doesn't apply, I let it fly, right? So whenever I criticize baby boomers, sometimes I get boomers who are like, but that's not me. Okay. Not all baby boomers hashtag. Is that what we have to do here for you too? I mean, it's a given, right? If this is not you, it's not about you. But a lot of baby boomers who didn't grow up with therapy being normalized, who maybe didn't even think to do it, like there's so many people in older generations who could so benefit from working on this stuff, but it's like, they're just like, no, it's too late. It's too late is actually something I've heard from boomers sometimes. It's like, dude, it's never too late. Don't you want a relationship with your kids that's healthy? And I love that the daughter-in-law is like, I won't discuss this without a counselor to discuss all of this. I'm not doing it. I love this. This is a good story, even though it's like, what? I love this because this woman wrote in to complain about this future daughter-in-law, as if she's the problem, and she's telling on herself, but she's giving me hope because I love that this daughter-in-law was like, no. Hey, TikTok, gotta go, we got a date, we got reservations. Don't care if your dad's just rambling on about nothing just because he's bored. Anyway, I didn't know we have issues, all caps. My son has never said anything before. As if that negates everything she's saying. Clearly, he's a coward. Or you create an environment that he feels so unsafe to speak back to you that he just doesn't bother with it. But now that you, like, you know what? You are lucky you have this woman in his life. She is going to teach him how to value himself, his time, his relationships, and not let people push him around so much, including you, Mom. So he never said anything before, but when we asked, he said he agreed with her. But you still blame the daughter-in-law. He's like, no, you have issues. And, he never said anything. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad that he's like, no, she's right. Yep, y'all have issues. La, la, la. But the fact that the daughter-in-law is having to go up against these two people, the parents, is not fair. And I hope that the daughter-in-law is like, bro, you better, I'm not doing this again. This is on you from now on. She should not have to do all this. Signed, what do we do? Signed, flabbergasted in-laws in all caps. Here we go. Dear in-laws, take a step back and stop trying to defend your husband and your son. Look at you, Abby, out of the gate. Okay. Being a little gentle, but okay. Your husband and your son, who should have spoken up before his fiance felt she had to. Thank you, Abby. There you go. If you want a relationship with your son and his future wife, take her up on her suggestion to visit a family therapist together. If you do it, it may give each of you an opportunity to air your grievances and to work out an arrangement that may satisfy all of you and prevent more problems of this in the future. I mean, okay, Abby, but like, let's be realistic here. Abby's like, you should go to therapy because you all get to air your grievances. So maybe you have to trick this mom into going to therapy because she thinks that she'll be able to just like complain about the daughter-in-law and then have a therapist be like, yeah, what about? So if you got to trick her to go, sure. But honestly, I don't think this is going to go very well. Do you? Maybe. But just the tone of this, of flabbergasted in-law, doesn't see much of an opening for being wrong, learning something, and I just feel like she, but she claimed she loved her so much until she stood up to her. And now you don't love her so much. That seems like conditional love. Now, all love is conditional, except maybe me and my dog, you and your cat and dog, you and your baby. Like, children get unconditional love to a point when they're dependent on you. But your children don't have to, they don't owe you anything, especially if you are so unsupportive of them. And create an environment where they feel like they couldn't bring it up to you. Maybe you did not create that environment and he's just a coward, but how is he so cowardly? What's the dad like? The son needs to learn to stand up. To you, especially, Mom, to your husband, both of you. And this daughter-in-law is a gift to your son. But if he doesn't work on himself, she hopefully will leave him because you're going to make her life hell. The comment section is great. So the husband knew he had a date night, yet he didn't leave so the son could get ready for it. Yeah, father is oblivious. Mom needs to listen to her son and not blame the future daughter-in-law and make her the bad girl. Boom. Like, most of the comments are like, what is he doing over there? They're getting ready for a date night. What is he doing? Like, this would drive anyone crazy. Like, first of all, why is he over there all the time? I would not want some dad just hanging out. Sounds like the daughter knows how to communicate and set boundaries. And the son is marrying her for these attributes and is learning to also set boundaries. Mom and dad should reflect on their own behavior. Boom. See, I really hope this son is actually going to learn this because a lot of us, we are not done. We're always evolving. I have learned how to set boundaries and be more honest from my husband because it's still really hard for me to do that towards certain people or other people. We all have room to grow, but the mom doesn't want him to grow. And that's the problem. Sounds like the dad needs to go home and wait to be invited over to his son's house. Exactly. What is he doing? Just take his keys. Dad has lots of free time, but his son's family needs time alone. What were they supposed to do? Invite the dad to tag along? Like, what was he supposed to do? Not interrupt the dad who's just like, well, today I watched some squirrels, and boy, were they at it. You know, we know. You could be like, hey, sorry, we got to go. Tell me your story later. That's easy. That's easy. But the wife is like, writes into some random lady named Abby, wanting someone to agree with her that this, like, crazy daughter-in-law is so rude. Like, that's why I don't think anything's going to work. Like, she took the time to write in an advice column because she's so certain that she's right. Over, like, what? The daughter-in-law is right. The mother-in-law's husband needs to respect other people's time, and her son should have grown a spine sooner. Boom. I agree with the daughter-in-law. It's pretty common for older people to get very prolix? Oh my God, sorry, I don't know that word. And be unaware of time constraints and the effect their monologues have on others. And maybe OP's husband is developing dementia and OP is feeling a bit protective because of that. Yep, that could be the case. She doesn't have a right to break up her son's relationship because of it, though. Exactly. But he hurt my husband's feelings. But it's really the daughter-in-law. The son is an only child and is probably really close to his parents and may not have needed to establish boundaries in the past, but the father may not have realized that he was intruding and crossing a boundary. Mother is stunned at the rudeness. Son should set some boundaries with his parents. Exactly. He may feel uncomfortable about it. You know what? It's called growing pains. You know why? Because growing is actually not easy. It's difficult. It's challenging. It's very rewarding, but it's not easy. And it really hurts sometimes. And it's uncomfortable. Like I've said in other videos and the video I did about Giselle, her husband, who did all that gang to her, he was up to no good before, but when he retired, woo, all this time on his hands. I'm not blaming retirement. I'm blaming that opportunity presents itself more for men to do terrible things when they have extra time and they're bored, right? Now, what that man did is totally different, but one of the things that I hear on a regular basis is women leave their husbands during retirement because they don't know what to do with them. They don't have friends. They have too much time. They have no sense of purpose. They're lost. And they also, at the same time, are oftentimes too lazy to actually do anything. Oh, are you going back in the car? Not always. One of my friends, her dad lost his wife, her mother. And we were both worried that he might die soon after because that's what happens with husbands, right? But he actually started, he met like another best friend guy who's a widow too. They bought scooters. They go riding around on their scooters. They go to events. They spend time at church, because, a lot of times church is the only third place for people. And he's actually doing okay. He's actually doing really well. Because when forced to, he had to go out and make effort and make friends. There's so much thing that men can do with all that spare time. Right? But the ones who are lost and become a burden to other people, we should not be catering to them. They could go volunteer. They could do all kinds of things with that time other than distract and make people listen to them. I don't think at any point in our life are we not faced with challenges to grow and get outside of our comfort zone, right? There's no point in our life where we just sit. And so even when you're old, people are going to die, situations are going to change, disabilities happen, sicknesses happen. We are always having to evolve and change. But if you marry into a family and a son will not put his relationship with you as important or more important than his family because of patriarchy and the way women are expected to cater to and defer to, default to him and his family, you will get screwed. Don't make him do that work for you. Early on, pay attention to this stuff. Call it out early on. And if you don't see changed behavior, well, you better watch out because his mom can be the villain in your life until she's gone. Villain in y'all's life and your children's life too. Decenter the in-laws. Decenter him, his parents, his friends, his la 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 la, and figure out what is best for you. It's hard work, y'all. It's hard work, but we can do it. We can do it. Anyway, thanks for listening. Like, comment, share. Let me know if you heard the comment song. And follow my Patreon. Welcome to the comment song of stuff I took photos of the other day. The last video I had a rollerblade dancing, skating thing. This is the same day in this neighborhood. Like stuff outside of stores. Stuffed animals having coffee and plants and stuff and cakes and whatever. This is the comment song full of random stuff. Look at all that cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. If there's one thing you'll see in France, it's a crap ton of cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. And a lot of stuff from all over the world. It's a very, very, very diverse country. And I love it because it's not Emily in Paris. Look at that cheese. Oh, my cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese everywhere. If you're a vegan, good luck. Cheese and cream. Anyway, that's my old neighborhood. Look at the legs hanging out of the wall. There's a bunch of them all over. That's a very expensive neighborhood, so we moved. But it was nice, but I had a shoebox apartment and it was in the center of town. Oh my God, Mouse is kissing me and it's really hard to constantly hear him. Oh my God. Anyway, comment song's over. Leave a comment if you want. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, it's the stuff I share on Patreon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you heard the comment song. Right, Mouse? He wants a Kong. Oh, he hates this diet. Anyway, bye.